And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those
Those
guys.
guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
How is everyone?
Those guys is How's
Wait,
everyone
Paul, I got
doing
the energy. Now that the show started, it's a whole transformation, you know? That's
Yeah.
what makeup does to
tonight?
you.
Lawrence.
Huh?
That's you with the echo?
Yeah, that was. Sorry.
That's all right. So how you guys doing tonight?
Well,
evening.
I'm hanging in. It's sunny. It's I got 3 shifts today, 4 shifts actually today, and
Wow, full house. What's up, everybody? Coast to coast.
coast to coast is here.
Badlands
Yep.
FPV, Big Matt,
Hey,
Tim
what's up,
Jackson, all
everybody?
the way from down under, Jay Valentino. You clicked on this thinking I'd wonder what
Mr.
if it was
Jackson.
like those guys on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
We
there you
do
go,
okay.
Jay.
nights
Here
all
it
the
is.
time.
Well, this is Wednesday night, and we are here, and we are live.
Yes, man.
What's
Yes.
up, Big Matt? Yeah, Matt, we got to make another run. You
You're
coming
gonna
with us, Lawrence?
make another run for what? The
Philly
border?
Drone Life is here. Everybody's here early.
Ah,
Yes, we
Michael's
know we
here.
were Saturday. To where we were flying at on Saturday.
What's
I'll tell
happening?
you one thing. Michael's been
Hey,
flying
Lynn.
that new Mavic Air 2 like it's going out of style.
Know what
Listen,
I'm saying?
he's been flying that thing like a hooker on the corner in the Bronx.
Well, you know, he
Look at the
flew
hell
it.
out
You
of
know
that.
how where he flies right between all them buildings. He
Mhm.
took that drone up the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it. He went almost all the way to Billy Kyle's place, almost out of town.
Mhm.
It's like, wow.
Impressive.
Yeah, but
God.
you had asked Paul,
Lenny's here.
making a run back to where? And
What's
I was
up,
saying
Lynn?
we were out flying in Greenpoint and in Williamsburg, which is basically the two neighborhoods blend into each other. It's like the park actually divides it. It's like the park is like in the middle of it.
In the middle? Okay.
Yeah, and McCarran Park, and we were out there by the what's that? The William Vale Hotel and
The William Vale. Y'all weren't far from there.
Hotel, and then
From
we
the
went
pictures
over.
I saw.
We went over by the what's that over the end of Franklin Street by Greenpoint Playground.
Tim Jackson, how you doing? Tim's here from Australia.
Yes, from the land down under.
That almost got a drone sent to him, but it went to his son.
Well, that was actually better. That worked out better because no matter what, he won the Tello Fly Less bundle giveaway. I have to say it like that because it was just the Tello with the prop guards, the battery. Justin donated it. He said, "Hey, give it away." So I didn't think anyone would really be interested in it, but we had a handful of people that followed the rules, and Tim Jackson actually won the Tello Fly Less giveaway. And I was going to send it to Australia, but they told me it was $180 something to send. And then Geeks Vana got on and told me, hey, they sell the Tello in his country for $85. So I was like, hey, that's cool. I'll just send him the $85 PayPal and he'll be able to buy it there. And he was like, wow, he didn't know it was so much trouble to get something over here. Well, you know what it is, Tim? The actual problem was at that time, New York City was the epicenter of the United States. Would you want mail from us? You want Corona in a box?
Hell no, Lawrence doesn't even want mail.
I mean, knock wood. I'm good and my family is, and a few and people around me are. But to be honest, I don't know, between my hands and the post office and Australia, you wouldn't have gotten something traveling over in a box. So I'm glad you gave me your son's address. And now Tim Jackson's son is the proud owner of a Tello Fly Less bundle pack.
Well, in the amount of time that it was going to take to get to him, whatever you had put on the box or anybody put on the box would have been good.
Might have died and came back to life already.
But Paul, I mean, I was watching the news. You had mentioned that you were far away from the incidents that took place over there with
the flooding, the dam that broke, and then the rioters that actually not rioters, but the armed men, the 3 armed black men that had to escort the governor to her office because they felt that she was in harm. Now, I mentioned this because it was very interesting. I saw the article on the news, and the governor of your state, Paul, had gotten life threats. And these 3 gentlemen nicely volunteered. One had an AR, it wasn't an AR-16. They all had assault rifles and were ready to go. Okay, and I thought it was pretty nice that they actually escorted her to work, because her life is being threatened, and they were picketing her office. And not even the police department stepped up to escort her, which I think is effed up. But that's another live stream.
So yeah, Paul, you gave Lynn some stuff to do.
I gave Lynn something to do. What?
I thought that's what she said.
Oh, Lynn's it says we're about 2.5 hours from the dam breaks. That's not far when you come to water.
No, I thought she had said you gave her too much to do today or something like that.
I gave her too much to do. Paul makes me work too hard.
Lynn says that the crap on the governor was a haircut protest.
Yeah. What she did was, some older guy that depends on having his barbershop.
Right.
She sent the state troopers in there to close it down, and she grabbed his certificate, so he no longer can be a barber.
Oh, now see, that's kind of messed up, and her priorities are I'm quite sure.
And he has the masks on and the gloves on, and he only one at a time and all that kind of stuff. And they closed him down, because how dare he not go along with what she says.
Yeah. I could imagine.
It gets ugly, but no one knows what's going on with this virus, and these people are just trying to save lives. I would rather someone be over caution and do something stupid than to be just stupid altogether.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out the box stupid. And there's a lot of that going on.
I agree with you, Herman, but they showed a bar somewhere in the Midwest. Okay, I won't even say where, but they showed a bar in the news somewhere in the Midwest. As soon as he opened his door, now they stood 6 feet apart outside, right? Outside. But as soon as they got in the door, they were shoulder to shoulder, next to each other like this. And I'm like, all it takes is one cough or sneeze, and 10 people in this direction are infected, 10 people in that direction are infected. So
yep.
I don't see that as being essential business, a bar. Okay, if you want to open up business, open up the auto shops for the mechanics, open up more supermarkets, the local bodegas, hardware stores, places that need to be open that people need. I don't think you need to go to a bar and be up shoulder to shoulder with someone.
No, I agree with that.
You know what? And the thing is, when you're talking about a business owner knows and looks at it this way. On taxing, this thing is essential taxpayers. You understand? It's tax day for everybody. So if I have to pay taxes and I have to be able to pay my bills for my business, then I'm just as essential as he is, because when everything hits the fan and he's able to pay his bills and I can't, who's going to help me? And that's how I look at it. I understand that. Totally understand that. Like I said, when it comes to, say, like the governor or whoever, the mayors, whatever, I understand. I would rather them be a little over caution and being stupid in that way than to be just out the box stupid and tell you shit about drinking bleach and taking malaria drugs and shit like that. So,
Hey, John Spizzo, Desmond Donders. What's up, everyone?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Now, I want to apologize for last week Sunday to David, Desmond Donders. He had posted a question in the group pertaining to the United States Space Force, and I was under the impression that he felt or he thought that he was being ignored. It wasn't that you were being ignored, but at that present time, the only one that had as much information on the Space Force that I knew of personally was Sean Geeks Vana.
Right.
And he I had an idea he was lining up to put up something. And to be honest, we didn't have anything on that story. And I feel bad about it.
Information on it.
No, I feel bad about it because that Space Force drone, that Space Force ship that goes up on top of with Starlink that's on SpaceX is a drone. Yeah. And I didn't know these things until Sean Geeks Vana came out with a video talking about how it's only 29 feet long. It has a small cargo space, and its last trip was 780 days. Now, starting with the Space Force and this thing staying up there 780 days in low orbit, we should have got some. Yeah, that is the ultimate drone.
well, the problem we have is with the Space Force drone is that's a U.S. military drone.
Right.
So they're not very forthcoming about it.
You all right there, Paul?
You okay, Paul?
Yeah, you got a little something.
Got to stop eating those cats, man. Those hairballs will stop coming up like that. You feel? I seriously hope you're okay.
No, I'm okay.
But I had Desmond. To be honest, Desmond, I had no idea that it was an actual drone that was piloted the whole time, automatically and controlled from Earth, and it makes me wonder, why are they in such a rush to develop Skylink or Starlink? It is with Elon Musk. They also use SpaceX to launch Starlink's satellites. They also use SpaceX to launch these drones into space.
Yep.
Now, you can believe that bull if you want about he wants to supply free internet to the world and people who don't have it. Okay. The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel.
Sure he is. He's doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
He's doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah. He's doing it out of the goodness of his
heart. But I'm just going to find it strange that he's sending up that shuttle, which is supposed to, from what I understand now, patrol certain parts of U.S. airspace.
Okay.
Now, it was up there 780 days, and you know, with satellites, they can fix them over planets. We'll get back to drone news, but you can fix them over planets, over the Earth. It's stationary and stuff. Who's to say it's not a spy drone, the highest of high-tech spy drones out there? Right now, nobody else is doing it that we know of.
And it could even have a co-pilot on board.
Yes, they can have a
chimpanzee.
It can have up to 2 pilots and 2 passengers.
Didn't they do that already?
And hold on, Paul, the cargo bay is 7 feet by 4 feet. Okay, which gives them enough space up there. Oh, and it was totally battery and solar powered. So 780 days it was up there, and no one knows what it did, because while it was up there, it just seemed to disappear off a radar, which is another thing. But I'm going to do some research and get behind it.
It took pictures of everyone.
Yeah.
Man, please.
Have you ever seen those pictures of your neighborhood, the satellite shots that there is?
Oh yeah, you can put a quarter out on the street and it can read it.
There's absolutely no one on the street. And then they can show you the same picture with everyone
in the
on the
70s,
street.
in the early 70s, they could read a license plate from space. What do you think they could read now? They could probably tell your body temperature if they wanted to.
I saw that down at the district attorney's office in Brooklyn. They had a picture of my neighborhood.
Exactly, Desmond.
From overhead, and they had the picture with no one on the street, just the cars and the buildings. And they had the same picture with people on the streets.
Yep.
I was like, wow. When did you guys take this picture? But yeah, Paul, I don't know. I had a little thing here from the other day. I don't know if I had mentioned it to anyone. We were talking once before about Parrot and Drone Sense, and this new software that they were supposed to be developing for Parrot for the Anafi. Well, it came back up again. Yeah, it seems that what's this? Drone Sense is what is a Texas-based company.
Yeah,
that does public safety software. Well, now they have the software. They want to implement it to the Anafi, and they have a partnership with Parrot to do this. It's a three-stage. It's in three stages. It has an app base that does 2 and 3D maps, and it's not really specific to any one drone, but Parrot is actually getting this for the Anafi, and it also has an what do you call it? An operation center, such as like how with how DJI now has with the Matrice 300, where you have 2 pilots and a command station is all involved in the whole operation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have a what do you call it? The center where they can observe all of the operations from off site, off of the mission, and from outside of the mission. So basically, what it is, they have a command center to run the whole operation with this drone. It's basically for search and rescue, and it also has a tracking management portion of it, where it actually is designed to keep track of all of the records of your drones in your fleet, and it maps and tracks all of their missions and how they might intertwine and together. And basically that's what they do. But I just thought it was a little interesting story, and I thought it was something that was pretty good for the Anafi, because the Anafi, they have one that has a 4K HD camera that also has a FLIR sensor in it. So this is the one that they're going to be using, that's getting that software to be used for search and rescue. So and with this, you probably come way in under that price of that Matrice, but still not the same.
Well, the only, and I don't want to sound negative about it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, they beat us over the head saying, "Oh, DJI, that's a Chinese company. DJI, they're spying us. DJI's using the data." Mm-hmm. Now, Anafi, if is a European company.
French, right?
And they're going to now take in all of this American data into the. How do we know how safe any of that data is going to be there either?
Well, I don't know if that's who's going to be using it. I think probably they might use it over there, in
I don't. But that's what I say. There's some questions there about, okay, because I'm a firm believer. I don't give a rip if China wants to know what size my underwear is and where I fly,
Hey, so, what's up, Ed?
I'm not flying sensitive areas or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Well, now that you mentioned that's what's funny about that, and we were talking before about that, and we were talking about DJI and China spying on America with drones. The whole thing is that how stupid that sounds is that you're now, as a spy, you're now dumbing yourself down by hoping that that Joe Pilot is going to fly to what you need to have surveillance on.
And maybe Billy Bob Crackpot might just get a picture of what you want, and
if he's using a DJI drone, he might not be able to take off.
Yeah.
So when that whole subject came out, I thought that was really weird. But
what's up, Ed? Love my drones. Well,
yeah,
you have other stuff you want to talk about as well, right?
Yeah,
because I actually have a blown up illustration getting to that RFID stuff when you decide to bring it up later on. Okay. You don't want to blow everything. Oh, that's what you do now? I just watched the replay. That's what you do. Hey, Paul, our guy's blowing up here. He took a script and he's like, that sheet's gone.
Is that what he did?
I caught it on the delay. I was looking up here, and I looked down and I see a paper go.
Who was it used to do that late night stuff that way? It's like, Was it Johnny Carson? Yeah.
Johnny Carson.
There you go. It's the new Johnny Carson.
He would do it with his cards, with his cue cards.
Yeah.
He would bank, tap him on the tail and go.
Now I know everyone sees the title of tonight's show, and I just thought it was quite interesting because I have been listening, and I went and checked out a couple of things, and Ash from Droning On.
Yep.
Yeah, I was checking out his video, and I saw a few of the videos that were out there. And I just think that this whole thing with Autel versus DJI, I think it's a little weird. I think it's a little crazy. I don't think it's going anywhere. I
agree.
You might make a little noise with it, but I don't find it to be.
Have you guys seen that video that Ash did?
I don't think that it's something that
I'm Droning On did.
A court of law is willing to uphold, because I don't even understand how someone can actually get a patent for something that stupid.
Serious?
No, honestly, let's because if we get into it,
Oh, I agree with you 100%, Herman.
What was it? Patent 174 was the patent that they had on sensors and being able to observe an obstacle and slow down and brake and stuff like that.
Yep.
You're saying that no other drone sold in America but your drone
Metro
can have those sensors? So you're gonna go after the military? Or is it any autonomous vehicle is not allowed to have sensors? I don't know, which is it? Is it a drone? Is it an autonomous vehicle? Because now you'll be going after the car manufacturers.
Yeah.
I just thought there's certain things that was in that was kind of weird, because that's one of the things mentioned on one of the patents I think that was patent 174. And the other patent that they had was mentioned, that he mentioned also, was 184. Now that patent's supposed to run from 16 to 34, from 2016 to 2034. And I just think that it's a little bit weird, that the quick prop release things and the props that are identified to be able to, so that you can't put the counterclockwise on the clockwise motors and stuff like that, you actually got a patent on that. So that means that it's not just DJI that you're going after. You're going after any other drone manufacturer that's out there that has something that indicates.
You see what Mac put? How come they didn't include unique in that lawsuit? They had the real sense first, obstacle avoidance first on the Typhoon H. You're 100% right. I remember that.
But this is what I'm saying. I mean, I just didn't understand.
Hey, class, how are you?
I didn't understand how they made this specific to DJI. And I've bought a Holly Stone drone that had black tips and silver tips. So that way you didn't spin the wrong one onto the right motor, you know what I mean? And vice versa, or I should say the wrong one onto the wrong motor.
Right, but if you didn't see Droning On's video about this, and he was animate about it, and I told him that I was going to put the link to his video in our live stream tonight. Okay. Ash, Ash Droning On, you're 100% on point when you said it's ludicrous that they're trying to sue DJI for some of these patents, because in the same sense, they were shut down American companies as well. And he was quite livid when he did this video.
Well,
click on it and set it for watch later.
And you guys, in your research on this, because I've seen several comments from different places where the actual patents that they're suing for are not held by Autel.
Exactly.
They were not held by Autel. What Autel actually went and did was
class action, right?
If you, Paul, come up with an idea, okay, say you come up with a hamburger Everybody's buying your hamburger. Everyone's going to Paul and buying Paulie's hamburger, right? Now, you're getting that hamburger bun from someplace you trust. Autel just went and said, all right, where he got his hamburger bun from, I own that now. I didn't own it before, but I own it now. And now I can sue you. It's like a little kid taking his ball, crying on the way home. I'm going home because you won't let me play with my
let me
ball.
play so you can't use my ball. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what I think Autel did was, I think Autel did a little research to find out if there were anything that they may have been infringement of, and found these stupid ass patents.
Yeah, and they targeted DJI.
And went to whom held these patents and brought them in on it.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember, the guy who got robbed the biggest in recent time was the guy who had the patent for the hoverboard.
Yep.
He had a patent for the hoverboard, and everybody started making copies of this thing right away.
Yep.
What is it?
And I don't think he ever really got what he was supposed to get. I don't know. I'm not privy to the information, but that is, I do know that because he was talking to one of the guys from, remember you mentioned one time that show Shark Tank? He was talking to one of the guys from that show about it. So I don't know. But the other patent that comes up is, was it a 013? I believe that's the number. For a removable battery with a battery clamp and a battery with a button. Come on, how do you get a patent for something like that? How many other things have a removable battery with a battery door or clamp to hold the battery in and a button to turn it on? How many other drones out there have this? And now this is specific to DJI. It doesn't make sense. You would have to go after everyone.
True.
I cannot see this being upheld. I see past practice being upheld in the court of law with this one. Because everyone's doing it, and you're singling out DJI.
Well, Big Matt says that they should sue them for the whole Autel thing. But Big Mac, if you remember, DJI did sue Autel for the cookie cutter shape of the X-Star Premium. Mm-hmm. And Autel lost that. So Autel's trying to recoup from that by hitting them in the head.
But at the same time, it didn't say that Autel couldn't sell that drone in America. Now, I don't know how, the Chinese market or how the Chinese people see it but from what I've heard that it's like one Chinese company going after another Chinese company, but on a foreign court system. So I don't know. I just think that this was quite interesting. But what I'm interested on knowing is that will this spark?
Hey, Dalton Drone, how are you?
Will this spark a release of a Mavic 3? What do you think, Lawrence? Will it spark Mavic 3? I mean, DJI, they keep stuff in the closet.
I'm not going to say anything about a Mavic 3, a Phantom 4.5 until I see a patent.
Oh no,
when I see that FCC frequency pattern, I know they're coming out.
It's not what I asked you. I asked you what you thought about it. Do you think it would spark one? I didn't ask you if it was one coming out and there was a release date.
No.
You think they're going to stand on
right now? Right now, it's a boxing ring. DJI is sitting on their, and this is the second round or third round. DJI is sitting on their stool, drinking water, wondering what they're going to have for dinner. And Autel is up against the ropes, bleeding from the eyes and all sweaty, and the coach is hitting him with the cold plate to stop the bleeding.
Waving the towel in front of him.
Telling him, just swing. Maybe one will get lucky. If you swing, one will get lucky, and maybe you'll hit him before you get knocked out.
Well, actually, right now, I think DJI is the one that is backing up in the ring, because if not, you wouldn't have changed the prop setup on that Air 2.
But look what Matt said. Two Chinese companies suing each other in another country.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
Listen,
you know,
all
so
I can say
right now, like I said, DJI is the one that after this, like I said, maybe DJI really
I
did,
didn't
though.
see that, Paul. Did you see the chat?
What?
The panel chat,
No.
Herman? And I'm just now seeing it. I apologize for that.
What?
Paul left a message in the chat in Zoom, the Zoom chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
In our chats.
Yeah, but Ed, love my drones. GPS right here shows longitude, latitude. Today I put my first 6S on her and took her a half mile, and I could have kept going, but I got scared because I was like, damn, if she goes out now, I got to stop the recording, look at the DVR and punch in the longitude and latitude of where she went down and find her from there. But as long as she doesn't throw a battery, I'll go to the exact spot. If she does the last longitude and latitude before the screen goes blank, I put that in my Google in my phone on Google search, and it'll show me the exact spot or the exact.
Well, does it tell you the elevation?
Yeah, I have feet. I have feet. I have feet above the ground. How high I am above the ground. GPS, like I said, it shows longitude, latitude. 6S is my first time flying it today. I was flying it with a 4S, and that only got me to about 30 miles per hour, 35 miles per hour. And on 6S today, with a tailwind, I think I may have hit about 60 or 70 without even trying. And that I started getting scared because I hadn't never gone that fast before, because a quarter mile came up fast. I didn't know you're not supposed to be on the throttle. Once you're in cruise mode, ease off the throttle and keep that pitch, and that'll save battery.
Did it go?
So I'm learning these things, and I did learn halfway through the trip because I took off like a bat out of hell. If you were walking over the boardwalk when I took off, all you heard was going by. But then coming back, I came back like chill, cruising like this. I came back cruising real slow because I figured out the right throttle.
So let me ask you this. You're going to try that other thing again with your nephew?
What happened?
You're going to try that other thing again with your nephew?
Oh, no. With him as a cameraman?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, that might put him in the hospital if I hit him in the face, in the hat with that.
I mentioned it to you before, but did you ever see that episode of Modern Family with that?
Yeah.
When he was flying the plane.
Have you, Paul?
And he had his he had his son-in-law hold up the hoop for him to fly through it.
He was flying a RC plane.
And he flew it right into his face.
Oh, wow.
No, but he did it purposely.
Yeah, knocked him down, busted up his nose. He's on the floor in pain. And he's like moaning and groaning. He's like, would you be quiet? I'm trying to see if anything's broken. And he's checking out the plane.
That's funny.
Yeah, you sent it to him?
Huh?
You sent it to him, Paul?
Yeah, send.
Tell him to stop bullying me.
Yeah, no. So no, I have GPS. I do have GPS rescue. I have to take a small 1-cell battery and attach it to the GPS. So if the battery's thrown, the little 1-cell battery will still be attached to the GPS. And that, as long as that's attached, I should be able to get to it through the goggles.
Okay.
I should still have GPS with the goggles. But all of this stuff is new to me. That's a Hadley's famous FPV bird that I had him build for me. Actually, no, I had him build another one. But he had this one on his channel, and he took it for a spin after he rebuilt it. And he decided, he was like, yo, if anybody wants it, hit me up. And nobody hit him up. And he gave me the receipt, which, by the way, Ed, Armaton, unbreakable chameleon frames are breakable. After having it about a week and a half, I broke it. But Armaton held to their word. I took a picture of the fracture in it, and I sent it to them in an email. They had me write manually my signature and everything down and point an arrow to it and show a picture. And that's the new frame.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the new frame.
Just for grins, Lawrence.
Oh no, not yet, Ed. Not yet. I'm not ready for that yet, Ed.
Lawrence, if you were to put it in a tree, would it tell you how far off the ground it is in the tree, so you know how big a ladder to bring?
Yes, it does tell me. It does have a barometer to tell
tells
me
you how high
up I am.
Yep.
I have distance. I have distance, altitude. Yeah, now I understand. Yeah, that's true. There is no such thing as unbreakable, Ed, because I just proved that. But they honor their word, lifetime frame. And what you have to do with the old frame is you have to scratch it with something really sharp, because I found out with carbon fiber, if the grains are going in one direction, one or two directions, and you go against the grain, it compromises drone shots. It compromises the integrity of the carbon. But yeah, Hadley slowly teaching me all of this stuff, Ed. He's just happy I got on 6S today. Actually, yesterday was my first day, today was my second, and tomorrow will be my third.
Yeah, because that is carbon fiber wood, only those things can splinter.
Yes, carbon fiber splinters. I had a carbon fiber splinter. I broke an arm on a drone, and I went to pick it up, and it stabbed me in my hand really bad.
It's not a good splinter.
It looked thinner than a hair, but you could pull it. I pulled it out, and oh my God, I'd rather be cut with a razor.
That's not a good splinter.
Yeah.
If you have to get a splinter, you'd rather be wood. That's not a good splinter.
Yeah. At least you could see the wood.
I don't know what's in that stuff.
Well, and besides that, carbon
What's up, John
fiber,
Donato?
I've heard when carbon fiber splinters, it has little barbs all the way along it.
There's nothing straight. That's why it's so. The piece that was in my hand was just on contact. I just hit it, and it felt like I had touched a piece of glass. It went straight to the nerve. And I lift my hand. I left the drone, and I could see two pieces, which I pulled, and one tiny, tiny little piece that I was almost afraid to pull out because I thought it would break inside my finger, and I got it out.
Okay.
And that day, my finger felt like it hurt. You'd rather be cut by a razor. At least a razor, you can hold the skin together and it'll heal. That shit kept bleeding and bleeding. Tiny little dot, a little micro dot of blood too.
Wow.
But you don't want to touch. Here, I should say. What's up, John Spizzo?
What is
But anyway,
you don't want
also getting back on subject. Yeah, did you send Philly? Did you send them that invite, Paul? He got impatient and left. Philly Drone Life. You know what? Hold on. We're gonna put him on the spot right now.
Oh,
hold on. I'm gonna call him. That'll get a response, right? I should have my glasses on. Let's see. Hold it. Pilot Jose, Philly Drone Life, Mikey.
Hi, you've reached Curcio Woodworking. Your call is important to me.
That's whack.
What happened?
It went straight to voicemail. Let me try again. Call, speaker.
Hi, you've reached Curcio Woodworking. Your call is important to me. Please leave a...
How dare he give me his business number? What kind of... Wait a minute. I'm going to... Wait.
Hey, Lawrence, before you get too upset, I was just talking to him on the phone. His wife just came home. He was helping her bring some stuff in, and then he'll be here.
No, I'm still going to say, how the hell you give me your business number?
Well, I think
we're homies.
I think what happened is that's his answering machine answer, because he was talking to me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. I'm just saying. Share the love, man. Share the love.
Well, yeah, Lawrence. Now, yeah, that's what I was saying about that other thing. Yeah, as far as those patents, I think that was quite stupid. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere in a real court. Maybe in the kangaroo court, the patent court, it makes sense, but I don't. When they allowed it to.
Oh, every one of the drones that you've had and/or have ever owned, and everyone out there in the chat, down from toy grade to prosumer grade, has had 1 to 3, if not all of those patents on it.
Yep.
Mhm.
So now what this Autel is saying is, so the United States, and Herman mentioned this, so, but I'm going to snatch it. The United States government is flying drones illegally too, because they break the patent.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they don't have props, but they do have sensors on this thing.
Right. Obstacle avoidance sensors.
You know, I don't know.
So I'm just saying, I'm sure there's a compartment somewhere that snaps open on that damn drone.
To put a battery in?
Battery compartment, something somewhere, glove compartment, who knows? Microwave, you know, click.
To put the
Hey, later,
battery in.
Val. Have a great evening.
Okay, Val.
John DiNardo, just getting finished with work, but it's so nice.
Roger's
here.
going to dinner. Enjoy your dinner, Roger.
Enjoy, Roger.
John Donato is getting finished with work, but it's nice here, so I'm gonna go home and do some video. Excuse me.
You gonna shoot one or you gonna edit one? But yeah, Lawrence. Now we were talking before about that. The remote.
That goes the number I reached is not in service. What were you saying now, Herman?
No, we were talking before, and we had mentioned about the 8 companies that were.
Yes, I have them up. I have them up right here.
Now, I went in and I was looking at an article from Avionics International on this. And remember when I was saying to you, I know who some of these people are and some I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But I kind of got the rundown from this whole thing here. And now Airbus.
Okay. All right.
And what's happening with Airbus, they're operating under this as Airbus UTM. Keep that in mind.
Unmanned Traffic Management, UTM.
Now you have,
remember these words, UTM, coming to a country near you.
You have Amazon, who's operating as Prime Air.
Yes, another name. You want to write these names down. Airbus UTM if you're outside the United States. If you're in the United States and around the world, Prime Air is a name you're going to see on drones and airplanes and coming up.
What was this one here? One Sky.
Yeah.
Well, that's a company owned by AGI,
which is an insurance company here in the United States.
Yep.
Now, Skyward, that's owned by Verizon.
So you know anything with Verizon, you're going to pay top dollar for. They like Apple. If you want to use their stuff, you're going to pay through the nose.
And Wing?
The bloody nose.
Wing, we all know Wing. Wing is owned by Google.
Yes.
Google.
So think about this. Go ahead.
They're also a drone provider in Rwanda. They have a big operation over there in Rwanda where they're moving blood samples, blood tissue, tissues, and
organs,
they're
doing everything
from their hospitals out there in Africa. So the other ones are AirMap. Well, we know what AirMap is doing, and we know Intel, and we know T-Mobile. So Apple, Intel, and T-Mobile are here to help them usher out selling your information to to someone else to be harassed by outside companies.
And who don't have servers on people's personal info? Apple and T-Mobile.
That is the one thing that I did get from.
And if they don't, Verizon has the rest.
Exactly. Now, also, what I thought was really funny is that,
I got a picture of that chart when you're ready for it.
This article also mentions that
hey, Sean, Geeks Vana.
This article mentions
Logan
that the over, what was it, 53,000 comments that they received from drone pilots, hobbyists, and also from law enforcement and other agencies, as well as some drone manufacturers and other people in the drone industry. They got these comments, and with this whole shutdown and with the virus and everything going around, I don't know when the FAA actually had the time or the manpower
to read
actually
53,000.
check out 53,000 comments.
Yeah.
You know, so I like I said, what I noticed in the article is that they're saying that December 29th, that drone operators will be required to transmit via broadcast and network the location of the drone and the pilot.
Can I show the chart now?
Well, you can show the chart whenever
I'm
just saying that
if you're gonna explain it,
I'm going based on what the article was talking, and not so much the chart, but you could.
So you say December 29th of this year.
Yes.
They will be in the testing phase of RFID. Exactly.
This is coming in a testing phase. Yes.
Okay. For those of you who don't know what the hell we're talking about, they are going to fix it so that RFID, hold on, here's the picture. RFID will be explained as this. On the left side, you have your operator, your typical me, you, 107 licensed hobbyist. And you must have, of course, a two-way control link, which will be linked via Wi-Fi to an RFID, through an RFID app like AirMap or whatever. And all of this will be connected to servers, where they may be, who knows. Basically, everyone will be broadcasting where they are at a 1 minute interval.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about here with the
and when you're done, I want to go into the FPV part of that. But when
the article was explaining that how when they talked about having a real-time broadcast, they're making an allowance for the update to be once a minute. So yes. It's not continuous. It's updating once a minute. So I don't know how that may or may not affect the flying of our drones. I don't know what it will do.
If you want to see that chart, it's on this link here, and it explains in detail what they're doing. But you want to look at that chart, because at the end of the year, you better be flying this way or you could get tased. That's all I'm saying.
Their key component to this thing, and they mentioned it in the article, one of the things that they most wanted, and it was the whole idea of coming with the UTMs, was that it's not going to be the same as the ones for air traffic control and the ADSB. Not so much that on this beginning test, but they are going to have the safety precautions in where they think that this was much necessary. They needed to have this key component to where is that the public as well as law enforcement would be able to see your information.
Right.
That was
which
a key
means
for them.
Now this what everybody was in a hissy for. They were in a hissy. Oh, RFID, the little old lady down the block is going to know where I'm at. This person's going to know where I'm at. Wrong. What RFID, like Herman said, is going to do, they're going to broadcast your drone's position, altitude, direction, and all of its telemetry every minute.
Oh, well, and they will be able to see that information.
Right. They'll be able to see that information. But if it need be, law enforcement or someone needs to contact you, all they have to do is run the numbers and see who was flying in this grid at this time. And they come straight to you.
Well, like I said, it's coming. There's nothing that can be done to stop it. We can continue to protest and we can continue to make noise, but this is what they are planning to roll out. And this is what I saw in the article.
December 29th.
As December 29th, we are required to have a communication via the internet all the time while you are flying. What happened?
I'm waiting for you to finish, then I'm putting my hand up. So when you're done, I just have something to say really quick.
Oh, yeah. You are required to be connected to the internet at all times. This will be, I don't know if it's going to be, I don't remember reading in the article if it was going to be app based. I believe it is. But this is something, like I said, they felt that that was a key component that they needed to have, you know, for the general public to be able to see your information.
Now,
I have a problem with that. My biggest problem with that is, like I said, I don't care if law enforcement knows where I'm at, because honestly, I find that to be a safety thing.
Exactly.
You know, especially if, you know, he looks on his information and I'm legit. He knows that that's a legitimately registered drone. I'm good to go. You know,
and you
I don't
can't
care
pin,
if he knows
you
where
can't,
I'm at.
you won't be able to pin something on me if someone smashes through a skyscraper window or something like that, because my drone will say that I was in so and so spot or
Right.
not in the air at that time.
But as far as, like Lawrence mentioned, the little old lady from down the block who comes outside and she looks up into the sky and she sees my drone down the street on the next block facing in the opposite direction, and that thing has been looking in her window for the last half hour as far as she's concerned.
Logan Carpenter says, how? I don't have unlimited data. Well, they have a solution for that. And also this chart is on this link here. Okay, the chart that I was just showing, this chart right here that explains RFID. Hold on, there it is.
I don't know if
this explains it in layman's terms.
I don't know if the link will fit in the to that article. Will fit in the chat.
It fits.
It does?
Yeah, I put the link. Yeah, that's the link I've been putting, the Aviation Today. Yes.
Okay, I know when I sent it to you, it looked like it was long.
It was stupid long. I actually have the paid. I actually have the actual website loaded up, so maybe that shortened it some, but it does fit. Now, pertaining to what Herman was talking about as far as RFID and the drone pilot, I want to speak to you about the FPV part of it. Now, being that your drone, even FPV drone pilots, I've heard, don't plan on complying with the FAA and things like this. I saw a video today that just assured me that if you're flying DJI Air, they're going to know where you are. And if you're not flying DJI Air equipment, which is, you know, their new FPV stuff, they will still be able to find you because of Aeroscope. And when I mean, if you guys don't know what Aeroscope is, it's the black box that they open up and they cut it on, and anywhere from 5 to 7 miles, they can tell every drone in the air, identify it, tell where it's going, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you know what? I think that as far as the FPV guys are concerned, depending on how much the usage or how much the police are told to be involved will be their problem.
Right, but Dalton Drone has the same feelings that I, you, Herman, Paul, and a lot of 80%. I might go as high as to say 85% of the drone community, FPV and camera drone people out there. I don't care if law enforcement can see where I'm at, but it's the citizen who has an unrealistic phobia of drones, or the criminal who may want my drone or other camera equipment.
Exactly. And I blame this on the FAA, because the FAA was the one that allowed this type of behavior. The FAA is the one that fostered and fed this behavior to usher in stuff like remote ID.
Yeah. And what's messed up is in Germany and coming to Canada in this up and coming year, they have a UTM system, unmanned traffic management system. I'm sorry. Is it UTM?
Mm-hmm.
Unmanned traffic management, which is basically air traffic control for drones. They're telling you it's coming, but the system that's being used in Germany and now going to Canada, the FAA turned down.
Unify?
And I'm not gonna tell you why, because I don't believe with the why part of it, but this is my version of why in my crazy head.
You're talking about
FAA
Unify.
can't make money off of it enough.
Yeah.
The UTM system that's being used in Germany and will be going to Canada, is for non-for-profit. They just want people to fly legally under their UTM system, their unmanned traffic management system. So when the FAA says, okay, now keep in mind, in that list, who did you have in that list? Number one, AirMap.
Which one? AirMap?
AirMap.
Well, AirMap is a lance provider as well.
Yes, AirMap is the lance provider in the United States. And how much you want to bet when this does happen, they're going to do this for 1 year, starting on December 29th of 2020.
Well, it's
and
not
after that year is up, what worked,
it's going to evolve.
Right.
It's just going to evolve. It's not going to, it's not going to not happen.
And so those of you who use AirMap, just like DJI used us to come up with the Mavic and drones like that, AirMap not only is going to charge you, or the FAA is going to charge you through AirMap, but I don't think you'll be able to fly unless you use a proprietary app. And that's what the FAA wants. They want people to make money. They want Herman to make money because Herman designed Lance, and they want Paul to make money because Paul's helping me design a better Lance. Just remember the name, these names right here. I put the link in the chat already. Airbus, AirMap, Amazon, which is Prime Air, Intel, we know who Intel is, One Sky, who is spun off from AGI, one of the largest insurance companies in the United States. Skyward, which is owned by Verizon. We know Verizon has to deal with it. You're going to pay top dollar like you pay top dollar for Apple. T-Mobile, they have one of the largest networks in the United States, cell phone networks in the United States. And Wing, which is owned by Google. Well, and all of these guys, hold on, Herman, all of these guys have drones that they're ready to use.
With that merger,
what's up, Ray?
I think that might have made them the largest.
Dalton, thanks for popping in, brother. Above and beyond.
Did you see what Sean said, Lawrence?
No, I didn't.
Saw the article and I saw some
hold
things on it. And
the FAA has confirmed in the details of remote ID that any system has to pass existing privacy laws in place within the U.S. Any remote viewer will not be able to access the pilot location.
I'm not so sure about that one.
Nah, that's not right. That's not true.
Because I was looking at the thing, and I don't know if I saw that or not, but on that article, but they did mention that that safety nonsense that they've been mentioning for the longest. So well, I don't know how.
Above and Beyond says they all warned us of UTMs. You're right. You're right. And don't let this word scare you, but one's coming up. Symposium.
Okay.
FAA Symposium. If you are a member, if you're a registered drone pilot, and I suggest this, and if you're not, listen closely. If you're a registered drone pilot or a hobbyist or 107 drone pilot, or you're interested in getting in the
drone,
make the FAA website your favorites and bookmark it. Because every time they're doing something or they make changes,
that's
they
supposed
do
to be
it
coming
there.
Up in June, right?
Yes, Symposium. And the symposium that they had last year talked about Lance and everything they were introducing. Well, check this out. If you have AirMap and a crap load of other unmanned aircraft apps out there, see that blue grid right there? Lance, it's here. UTM is here December 29th. They're going to do a 1-year test run of it. And then they're going to tell us, they're not asking us, what do we want? They're going to tell us this is what they're doing. Now, whether you comply or not is another story.
That's why I said every drone that's coming out will have it. If you're not, your drone will not leave the market.
Hey, Ray, I just found out today, even if you fly FPV off the grid, meaning you're not transmitting, Aeroscope will catch you.
Oh yeah, that's a
black box.
Right there.
The black box. So all of those marine traffic cops and harbor patrol over there by you, don't be surprised if they're all equipped eventually with Aeroscope.
Because actually, they radar detectors on their boat can detect that right now.
Yeah, I know.
All they Raycon radars right now can detect all of that right now.
Yep.
The Ravens, all of them.
Yep. How many times has your boy called you and said, "Yo, Ray, is that you flying?"
Exactly. He called me all the time. He's on a boat, and his brother fly the helicopter at the NYPD
Yeah, go ahead.
helicopter.
Go ahead, Sean. Post
and
the
they
link.
Say, "Yo, Ray, is that you up in the air?" I'm like, "Nah, bro." Nah.
Yeah. See. So it's already happening here in New York City, and you know, pretty much if it happens here in New York or California for some crazy reason, it spreads like Corona.
Yeah.
Because once they see that it's worked in one of the busiest cities, well, guess what? I won't need 10 aeroscope boxes if I live in a town with a population of 100,000, because the odds statistically out of that 100,000, maybe there's about 1,000 people who own drones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's something that would probably only be at places like the airport.
You have the right to conduct skill and your time and your labor as you see fit, as the FAA or the states see fit. Yeah. And anyone tells you any different, it's unconstitutional. Exactly. That's why when a police officer approaches me and says, or a New York City Department of Parks employee approaches me and said, "You're not supposed to be flying here," if I'm on park grounds, I have to take heed to that and say, "You're right." But I will pack my stuff up. I will leave. But
go across the street.
But I can go across the street and he can't say a damn thing.
Nope.
And still fly over the park.
And now
they got Crossfire, baby. I can go 5-6 blocks away and buzz his ass.
Yeah.
No, let me stop.
Yeah. Right.
Now, you know what's funny? There are people, even law enforcement, and as we know from watching that video with 51 drones had, that believe that you actually own airspace over your property.
You want to know what? They started, that's because they read the stories about in Japan, how one guy went and brought up all the airspace above 20 stories.
Like my man did.
How do you do that?
And how did he do that? How did he do that? The FAA of Japan allowed him to, and saw it as a lucrative way to make money, because Japan is constantly building skyscrapers above 20 stories.
And that's why IKEA did the same thing. You cannot block that IKEA sign in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
Yeah, with no buildings or anything. It's got to be out in the open.
Nothing. You ain't blocking that IKEA sign. He bought them rights around Red Hook. And I got it all in the EIS and the ULIP.
Oh, yes, Matt, that is a ship going out.
It's pulling on me. It's pulling on me.
I thought couldn't you
run and catch it?
Yeah, I could.
Don't run, Paul. Walk.
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave my buddy.
JSK Enterprises.
I thought you
those of you who just got here, you might want to watch the live. What happened?
No, I was asking Paul if he caught that one already, or is there a couple of them painted like that?
I haven't gotten this one this year yet.
Okay.
Listen, Paul has this 50-foot pole. He reaches over the side, and they pay cash to go by.
I'm the toll taker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it looks like he's lining up to go out too.
What happens, Paul?
He's empty. It looks like he's empty.
What do you do? Shoot nets into the motors?
Well, the only thing that's stopping me from running out and going getting that is the weather is so beautiful here, and it's 6 o'clock. There probably will not find a parking spot down there along the shore.
Well, how long will it take you to get there from here? How far is that camera from you?
5 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
Yo, Lawrence, have you ever seen Paul's neighborhood when he takes off in front of his house with the drone?
No.
You can see over there.
Oh, get out. He's that close.
Yeah.
Okay. See?
Yeah, I know. If you lived with Paul, where you would try.
Hold on. FAA regulations. And Geeks Vana, Sean wanted to post this. Okay. UAS identification tracking rulemaking committee. See, Sean, I swear, if we ever blow up, we need you on payroll, man. He's got the PDF. Click that link. You got the PDF. Impacts to safety and security from unmanned aircraft. Hold on. Wow, impressive. Hold on a second, Sean. I'm gonna just show a little teaser of what you put in that link up here for us. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, identifying the needs of public safety, applicable of the ID and tracking requirements, page 31. Let's go to 31 real quick.
Okay, I got it saved.
You got it?
I sent Sean a link. He wanted to come on.
Now Sean's laying. Okay, see, I like charts. Technological alternative summary. Primary requirement: direct broadcast, ADS-B, low power, direct RF. That's us, FYI. Network cellular. That's also us. Satellite. We also fall in that category. If you notice, all three: external device attached to UA, unmanned aircraft. That is us. FPV, drone pilot, etc. And I'm only on page 23. I could have a ball with this, but you guys click the link and check it out yourself, because it's a lot of reading. As of lately, I read stuff and I get sleepy. I'm being honest. Sean, thanks for that link, man. I'm bookmarking this sucker so I can check it out at another time. I'm tired, Paul. Overworked me today. Too much yard work. Lynn, let me find out. Paul's sitting on the porch. Let me find out if Paul's sitting on the porch while you out there sweating. That's not cool, Lynn.
That's what I was asking you earlier, Paul.
Yeah, and he didn't give a direct answer, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't know what I was asking.
Now Lynn's blowing his behind up.
But she did it earlier. That's why I asked.
See, now I get it. Yes, 213 pages. If you fly a drone and you want to know what the hell a FAA is about to do, well, we talked about it tonight. If you came in late, go back and watch the live stream from earlier. We did almost go squirrel, but we did talk about how RFID testing will start December 29th, 2020 here in the United States. Okay, which means a lot of no-fly zones will be popping up as they're doing this testing, as well as Lance being affected, etc.
As of the 29th of December, you are required.
Yes, required to have RFID on your drone. And if you're an FPV pilot and you don't have RFID, they have a little black box called Aeroscope.
You are required to be connected to the internet at all times.
At all times.
Internet.
When you are flying.
Now, if you are in an area, and we discussed this on the earlier Those Guys live stream, if you do not have cellular service, okay, you are still required to attach to a device via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, which will create a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth bubble around you. So
but that's only around you. It won't give you that in distance, though.
It won't give you in distance, but if someone comes into your bubble who has it or is about to fly, they will know you're there.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's really crucial. And I'm for it. This week, no-fly zones will pop up. Please, this week, no-fly zones will pop up. Check every day.
Weekend.
It's still Fleet Week, and
Fleet Week
Are they still hosting the
this year.
sailors? Are they still hosting the sailers?
Fleet Week is virtual this year.
Yeah, it's virtual this year. No one's going to be.
It's dead. Fleet Week's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be no TFR.
Fleet Week's dead.
That's what I was
thinking.
Fun
of Fleet Week is being able to get on the ships.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
being able to learn the ships.
But are the ships still coming in? They're still coming in, though.
No.
They're not coming in. They're going to do a virtual and show video footage of that.
Yeah, why bring ships in with nobody on it?
True. Yeah, it's a full point.
True.
They're going to come to a city that they can't really walk around.
Yeah.
So see, recovery drones, you won't have to worry about that because any future drones that you buy will have that availability. But the fact that you always have your system connected via Wi-Fi or hotspot from your phone, like the tablet that I use has a cell service. So I don't mind. If you want to see where I'm going, what I'm doing, I don't care.
Like I
You're
said,
gonna get bored. I know one thing, you can get bored watching me.
I'm just curious to see how that's going to operate, how our drones are going to operate with this.
Yeah. That should make it a little interesting. Matt, you can go to Port Huron River Cam YouTube to see the river and traffic 24/7.
I'm starting to wonder if Apple ain't got nothing to do with this.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They ain't mentioning their name, but you know they somewhere in the mix.
No, they are. They
well,
are.
Didn't Apple who they hire? This big lawyer. She's involved in
and she's a drone lady.
No, she's from the FAA.
No, she's an attorney in drone law. I'm trying to
yes.
She's a drone lady, yeah.
She's also on the Alliance for the Commercial Drone Alliance. Yeah. She's a member of that.
I think first responders will be the first to do law enforcement with this. Well, they're already doing it here. Recovery One drones here in New York. Police, firemen, they're already using drones.
That's a nice shot.
Yes. Lisa Ellman is the name. See, Sean is on point, man. He's got that pinky in the brain.
That's a
computer hooked up somewhere.
Thank you, Sean.
Either that or Sean's tied into Watson because he gets news here in the States that we don't even hear about.
Well, we spoke about her already.
Yeah, I know.
I just didn't remember her name. I mean, she's not my child. I don't have to remember her name.
Paul, Big Matt says that's a nice ship, and it's empty. Look how high it is out of the water.
It's going up to reload again up in Minnesota.
Okay.
But then there's actually a couple of ships painted like that then, Paul, because
that's the fleet colors.
Okay, because I saw you shoot a couple of those ships with that paint job.
You must have that one already, Paul.
No, I didn't get this one this year.
No?
No. But I'm loyal to you guys. You know, I'm not going
to catch it on the way back.
Hey, Herman. Yeah. I'm going to backtrack a couple of live streams. I'm loyal to you guys. I'll be right back.
There's a ship coming.
No, Paul, we love you, Paul. We know because I would be doing the same thing, seriously.
Well, the sad part of it is what I am blessed to have this kind of thing going on by me every day, all day long.
Yeah.
And when the weather is like blue skies and the water is really blue and the weather's warm, it's like 66 degrees out. It's just like it tugs at you after all winter.
You know what's funny about that, Lawrence?
What's that?
If Jose lived out there by Paul,
I know
his landlord could rent out his apartment.
Yeah, because he'd
never go home.
You're right, Paul. If you lived on New York Harbor, between the cruise ships, passenger ships, and then the taxi ships that offload fuel and cargo onto these barges and stuff, you would never get any sleep.
No.
And at the beginning of the week, it's funny because I live here off the Atlantic Ocean, and what they've done since Corona, they used to let the ships stop a few miles outside of the Verrazano. Once you pass the Verrazano, you're in New York Harbor. Well, now they've taken all of those ships for that week to offload, and they pushed them further out into the water.
But Paul has a better vantage point than we do. That's a lot closer.
Yeah, that's true.
Than out here. Unless you're in the Narrows, that's the closest you're going to get out here.
Yeah.
But if Jose lived out there by Paul, he'd probably come and find Jose out there already.
I agree with you, Recovery One. This will keep the knuckleheads in check that like to fly over wildfires and other emergency situations.
Oh, yeah.
But not just that, but with RFID, they will be able to put up a no-fly zone around the fire. And if you enter it, they're knocking on your door. And that's where the advantage will come in.
And all of those is FAA registration rules. So not impede on emergency vehicles at all.
Yep.
Well, you know what, though, Lawrence? And it's funny because I saw a guy who tried to justify what he was doing by looking at a fire.
No
with a
justification. And that
and
includes you MFers here in New York.
He was up taking, some shots at his fire, and the guys fighting the fire, and the firemen were trying to get him to move away, and they sprayed the hose up at him. He said he wasn't bothering anybody. He was off to the side. The problem I have with that is
he wasn't bothering anyone.
How do you know what you weren't doing? You're not a fireman.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You don't know what they need. You don't know what they have to do. They might have needed, what if it was in this situation where they needed to bring a drone in to be able to see where hot spots were and stuff like that, to see if there was anyone in there.
Herman.
And your dumbass is hovering over the area.
I agree 100% because, Herman, I have the perfect example. The California fires, several what do you call the helicopters that carry the water? Several of those tankers could not put out fires in certain areas because people were in the air with the drones. And you want to know what happens when a drone is in the area like that? They shut down all airspace over there, and these people can't perform whatever mission they have to because now they're worried about your drone taking out their plane, helicopter, etc.
I would just bring the tanker in and dump the water if the drone is there.
With RFID, they could do that now. They see what a drone is. They see what a pilot is.
Just dump the water. Let it become part of the fire.
Listen, if one of them tankers dump water on you, more than your drone gonna be wet. Recovery one drone. I usually check the comments on Paul's videos.
So Herm, so the V2 and the Mavic Pro 2 is already set up for it already, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's just a firmware update.
That's it.
That is just a firmware update. In fact, anything OcuSync 2 should be already ready for RFID via firmware.
And all of them, not even the MIDI, the Air 2, all of them.
But not even that. To be honest, even the older DJI drones still transmit where they are.
Well, the Phantom always gonna.
My Lightbridge Phantom 4 Pro transmits as well.
They all transmit them.
All DJI does.
Pretty much anything that has a radio will.
Yeah,
right. Basically.
Sorry if I missed on this week's shows, but been busy this week. Hey, Sean, not a problem, man.
I don't know why you left that shit here. She can give it to me. She gave it to you.
I saw. Hey, Sean, I saw you. What's up, Night Train?
I probably cooked maybe one of them bad, but that's some big
I saw your Lib Marie's second live stream, second video.
Yeah. I know you didn't. You didn't.
I know Paul did. All I said was Lib, and Paul turned around. Look at him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Paul had that look.
I said Lib, and he's like, what? Where? Who did what?
More?
Another video? Did I miss? But Sean, I'm going to submit some videos. Hey Ray, and everybody out there.
Yeah.
Sean, put Lib's email, lib@geeksvana, that link, so people can submit videos to be on Lib's drone show.
Okay.
Good thing I didn't go down, Herman. See, all the cars, they're all there's.
Yeah, you already knew that then.
Yeah.
You already knew that it would have been packed.
Double park
because of all the people.
You know what you do? You pull up and park across 3 of them.
Right in front, blocked away.
Right.
Or pull up on the grass.
Okay, you guys see this link right here? lib@geeksvana.com.
Yep.
Okay, if you want to possibly have your video featured on Lib's and Geeks Vana's channel, I did submit one, but I only submitted one. Now I think I'm gonna just have to submit more than one to get on there. You want your video up on their live stream? There's the email to send it to, lib@geeksvana.com. Paul, send some ship videos. If you have a video and it makes it to their live stream, they also put the link to their channel. So you more than likely will pick up a few supporters as well.
See, Lawrence, remember when I said that Sean was a celebrity. He was big time now.
Uh-huh.
And he said he wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, what's up, man? You know me. Why I gotta send you a link?
Right, that's what we do, Sean. Yo,
So why I gotta send you a link,
bro? I thought we were homies. Why I gotta send you a video?
You got all my videos.
But getting back to what we heard, we have yours and Herman's still there. A lot of videos coming in. Yeah, you opened up a can of worms and didn't even know what you was doing by asking people to submit. Now you know. Now you need to do demographics, Sean, and see out of all of the people that submitted videos, you got to figure if each one of those people told someone to submit a video, you guys would be watching videos until you're 90.
Oh, I got a really nice one coming out.
What happened?
I got a nice one coming out next week.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is it this Thursday or
Well, I have something coming out tomorrow, but I have something coming out Monday. I'm going to put out the footage from the Saturday that Big Matt was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. But
yeah, this is including FPV videos, your camera drone videos, your FPV videos. Send them to lib@geeksvana.com to perhaps be on her drone channel.
Yeah. You get featured on her channel.
I'm going to post it again.
Night Train was going to go out and fly and get some of the footage of the dam and flooding in his area. The dams.
Or he was out.
Yeah.
He was out already? Did you get anything?
Did you get any with your drone? I know you didn't fly FPV, but if you have used your Mavic Mini you did today. Yes. Okay. Get that footage out. If you use keywords of those with the name of that dam, that's how you bring in those views. Which, by the way, most of you out there don't know how Herman and a lot of us do our demographics. Where there used to be an extension app that you could add to YouTube called TubeBuddy. Well, hold on. The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. Well, TubeBuddy shit the bed. And what I mean by TubeBuddy shit the bed is they click a link. Since they've switched over to the beta version, the non-beta, the full working version of YouTube Studio, TubeBuddy, which also has a large YouTube channel with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on how to create videos and stuff like that, they're offline.
You know what?
And what I mean by that is, I just want to show them real quick, Herman.
I just want to say one thing. You know, you jinxed me, right?
What?
You jinxed me.
Why?
I had
you had it working.
I had Classic going up until last night, bro.
Hold on. You guys see this right here in the upper right-hand corner where it says TubeBuddy A? Well, there's an exclamation point. And when you click on that, they redirect you to a page that
tells you to get lost
right here. So it tells you, important notice, some things are still getting redirected. Some people are still getting redirected to this page, even though our upgrade is complete. So if it's complete, why am I being sent here? Those of you who don't know about TubeBuddy will tell you demographics. Now it says I'm signed in, but it's a crock of bull because when I go back to
it's not working because I can't
Wednesday nights with these guys, right? I'm gonna refresh the stream right here. So
it just flashed on my screen. It was completely different setup, and off to the chat was completely different with colors and all kinds of stuff.
Exactly, it doesn't work.
Oh, it was pretty while it lasted.
But anyway,
you talking about with TubeBuddy, or you talking about what's up, Big John? What's good? What's good?
John Santiago, let's go. This weekend, Highland Park, be there. I will. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to be there this weekend. And oh yeah, if you think that your drone screams on 4S, you need to hear this baby at 6. on the 6S.
You hear that, Paul? He's gonna crash even faster.
Oh, and harder too.
It's either going to be epic or it's not.
You know,
That's all.
what I think you ought to do is you ought to rig a smoke bomb on there. So when it
crashes, I can go poof. Have the little mushroom cloud.
Yep.
News says they hope the third dam holds. Yeah, Lynn, it's crazy there right now because bad things come in threes.
Too much water.
If you're superstitious like that and believe in that kind of stuff.
Well, some of the news footage out of there is just shames. I mean, whole shopping
Travis, just want to say thank you guys. Since Sunday's show, shout out by Paul, I've picked up 5 subs. Well, Recovery Drone, I'm going to tell you something. In order to pick up subs, you're not going to get them just putting out videos. You have to go to live streams and go to Paul's PMS show, come on Sunday and meet people and let them know, hey, I supported your channel. Yep. Now, for every 5 people that you tell that, you're only going to get about 2.
That good content and harassment.
Yeah, good content and subscription whoring.
Yeah,
because I subscription whore. I'm not going to lie. People see me on the street flying my drone. Yes, I fly drones professionally and recreationally. Here's my YouTube channel. Bam!
I told you about that, right, Lawrence? I said about that in a restaurant over in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was sitting across from me. He goes, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? I'm like, I don't know. Where do you work? He said he works in construction. I told him, I was like, well, I work in construction too, but I'm over in New York, not in Jersey. And he was like, well, then I don't know you from work. But I was like, well, then maybe you know me from YouTube. He was like, you on YouTube? And we just started talking about YouTube.
Subscription whoring. Subscription whoring. Yeah. And that's where he knew Herman from.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw one of my videos.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm usually like, I go to my local park, Recovery One drones. I go to my local park and you have these skateboarders over there skateboarding and stuff. And every now and then, one of them will come over and say, yo, do you have a YouTube channel? What's up? Feet on the grounds. Another subscriber from another supporter from Australia. And I'm like, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. And I pull out the card. Bam! No, let me stop. I don't give out my card like that all the time. But to people who are talking serious business, I do. if they want me for hire, a stack of cards, right? If they want me for hire, they're like, so what do you want to do?
As you walk in, Lawrence, you shuffling them.
Look. I got a box right here. You think I'm playing? Hold on. I pull my wallet out. In fact, while they're talking to me, if I know that they're interested, damn, my seat dropped. Hold on. If I know they're interested, and I'll pull my wallet out and I have cards.
Yeah.
With my number and my YouTube channel. And I say, if you want to see the kind of work that I do, check out my YouTube channel. And even if you want to learn how to fly a drone, there's my number. There's my YouTube channel. If you doubt my qualifications, check out my YouTube channel. Yeah.
But you know what you should
But I've always wanted to do this. Somebody be talking about, well, do you have a business card? And you go, bam. I've always wanted to do that. I don't know why.
They have this little wallet thing, right? It looks similar to the case for the SD cards.
Oh, the one that slides the card up?
No. Well, they have one like that too, but the one I'm talking about opens. The outside of it looks just like the SD card box.
Okay.
But it's small for business cards.
I got 2 boxes of cards in here. Exactly, Paul. And when you go flying, do you or do you not have cards on you?
Yes, always. Yeah. In my wallets, in my bags.
Yeah. So
and on the back,
what's up, feet on the ground? Good morning.
And I've got advertising here where to go buy drone parts.
See, that's how you do it. But Recovery Drone, no problem. We appreciate you as a supporter. Just keep coming to the live streams. And if people don't have you, like I said, for every 5, you should know YouTube. You gotta work like you're in the cotton fields on YouTube.
Well, besides that, I give out cards freely. Just hand them out because they all want to know where they can go see my videos, and it's on here. Well, just go to here, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But Feet on the Ground is in Australia, which, by the way, Herman, he did get the goggles, which we know, and they are working fine from what I understand. I'm waiting to see some footage, Rob, of you flying with them goggles on,
or at least once,
or at least send us a picture. Yes, Herman did use it only once. He told me that. And Herman keeps his boxes in good condition. Herman keeps his boxes like some people pleat their pants.
Listen, did you do the tracking on it? Was it made it out of the country yet?
No, he's got it already.
He got it already.
Yeah, he's got it. He's had it for a couple of weeks now. But I would appreciate it if you take a picture with him on and post it in those guys and say, and so we could see the picture.
I tell
with
you,
a hashtag those guys.
These cine, like in those goggles, it looks like you're flying in black and white almost.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, it's even more faded than your tablet.
Got a new box of business cards Friday. See, it's all keep them in the car. Yeah, subscription whore. I don't even tell my relatives anymore because I know they're not going to support me. In fact, it's funny. I have more supporters outside of the United States than I do have supporters in the United States. And I have a decent amount of supporters in the United States. But for some reason, I seem to, the European crowd and the British crowd seem to like my videos.
And try to stay away from those people who are hanging out there waiting for you to bring the drone down.
Yeah.
Do you shoot music videos? Run from those dudes.
Yeah. Anyone asks, do you shoot a music video? No, I don't.
Just run.
I've done a couple. I did one for a guy, and he just wanted me to shoot him while he was driving down the car, driving down the block in a straight line, looking at the camera. Like if I'm driving like this, looking at the camera, rapping his song or whatever it was, because I didn't call it music, but he paid me for it. And then after I gave him the footage for it, he's like, well, could you do something else? And then he came back to me and was like, well, you charged me this amount of money. Can you be a little cheaper? And right there, I told him, I don't go up in the air unless the price covers the price of my drone if it crashes. So if I'm flying my Phantom 4 Pro, and what's the going rate now for a Phantom 4 Pro?
I think they went back down.
Okay. Oh, hypothetically, if the rate for Phantom 4 Pro is $1,800, $1,500, $1,700, that's what I'm going to charge you at a minimum. If you want something shot on cheaper, I'll use my Mavic Pro. Mm-hmm. And if you want anything at 4K at 30, there's different prices. Other than that, you're getting 1080p like everybody else.
Yep.
So if you're not spending money, I'll have to get you 107 before I can think of business cards. Well, not that. It will come to a time and point, and Herman has mentioned this, and he's been talking about this for the last year, where if you do not have a 107 licensed pilot, if you're not a 107 licensed pilot here in the United States, flying as a hobbyist is going to become real scarce and hard to do.
Well, or you slip
wake up, no napping, Wynn says.
Or you slip a few bucks to a 107 pilot to stand next to you while you fly.
Now check this out. I'm going to tell you something. I actually did get hired by a 107 pilot to show him how to fly somewhere. Yep. And after the job was done, I was able to take my drone up and fly under his waiver.
Well, here's the thing. After going through the whole 107 thing and understanding how everything works, I don't know if I would be inclined to do that for anyone. Because you ultimately are responsible.
Yeah.
And if this guy flies into a damn bridge or a building somewhere, like,
I agree with you 100%. But where we flew,
like another guy I know out there did.
Yeah. I agree. But but what was funny about this is we were flying. This guy wanted certain night shots of Manhattan. He wanted certain night shots of Manhattan from a certain angle, and because I was able to get a shot or two for him under his waiver, and he paid me a little bit of change. He got paid a lot more money for it, but the video that I got, recovery drone, DM me a message, and I'm gonna send you that video. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna put it here because then we'll have all the drone police. Even though I have in the subject, this video was flown under a 107 waiver. Some people just don't understand, and reading.
Yeah, and I agree with recovery drone. Everybody, if you're serious, get your 107. Then there's no stopping you.
Mm-hmm. Also, here's something else. I was flying in a local park, and now they've started putting park attendants back in local parks throughout New York City. Yeah, and this guy, the same guy, Herman, you remember the guy with the binoculars?
Mm-hmm.
He must have just got stationed to the park because he was in I was flying in my local park. I'll be quick. And I see this guy looking at me from by the parky house with a red shirt on and khakis pants with a bald head and binoculars. So I didn't think nothing of it. And I finished burning up. I was flying FPV, practicing FPV. And when I left, before I could finish packing up, I saw him go to his car. He was sitting in a New York City Department of Parks official car. And I was like, I didn't know they had undercover. Come to find out later on during the coronavirus, when they sectioned off part of the parks, the way I broke this drone, I hit a lamp in the park over the basketball courts.
You remember that, Herman? I remember that.
Yeah. I needed to get in there,
hit the light,
climb over their obstruction to get it. And at first he was like, well, there's no flying drones here. And I'm like, well, sir, I've been flying from this park for 4 years and I am licensed and registered with the FAA. And he says, oh, you're a 107 pilot? Oh, go get it. Have fun. So it's trust me, 107.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of respect on the foot.
Yes.
Because I always fly. I have the badge on. That says I'm a FAA registered commercial drone pilot. And as soon as they get like 10 feet, 15 feet,
they look at your card.
You can see them focus on that badge, and then their whole demeanor changes 100%.
Yeah, I've been on construction sites where I'm actually documenting a building out here, a whole housing development that's being built. I've been documenting it from the ground level up. Okay. And I've had supervisors walk by and walk up to me. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And they all, even though I have a vest on, I don't have a hard hat, so they can tell I'm not affiliated with any of them. Once they walk up and see the card on you, they go, oh, so you think you can get a picture of my boys working over here so I can send it to my boss? And I've actually gotten a possible job or two that I'm trying to line up from this construction site. Whereas if I was just flying as a hobbyist, I might not have been able to get.
JSK, my suggestion is, I have no dog in the hunt at all, but remote pilot 101 is the best way to go. And if you put in the code Heron, just like Ken Heron, but Heron 18, you get 35% off the cost.
Yes.
It's a one-time fee.
You can't beat
one-time fee for life.
For life.
You can study the test and take the test as much as you want, as many times as you want.
And renewals and everything.
As actual FAA, everything affiliated for testing.
What I like about being a part of it is the fact that you may have taken the test, say, a year ago.
Yep.
You might have taken the test 5 times. You're still going to get weekly emails from them. You're going to get all the updates on what they changed on the test.
If they change the
test, a rule or something like that.
And when you go back to do your renewal after 2 years, because you got to renew every 2 years. They've got a course just for that.
Yes, a renewal course.
Yep.
So if you're serious about drones and you want to, I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million, because drone jobs come far and few in between, depending on where you live.
Yep.
Okay, but here in New York, it's skyrocketing like crazy. And for the perfect example, And this is why I decided to get a 107. To climb a slanted roof house in my neighborhood, a guy on a ladder is $2,500, start at $1,500 to about $2,500. Okay, because I was not licensed, and the guy knew this because he had a licensed guy do it before. He needed a roof inspection, okay, because he gets a certain loan, and the loan requires he has roof inspection,
pictures and everything, yep.
and pictures of the house for insurance purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I would charge him $1,000. He says, "Well, I'll tell you what. Since you're not licensed, I'll give you $800." I didn't say no to it because I wasn't licensed. But now that I'm 107 pilot, I can still charge that same 2,500 to 3,000, and for the same work.
For about an hour or two.
Not even 45 minutes, and I usually get the shot within the first half hour. Most of the time.
And what do you do? Do you just hand them the card, or what do you do?
I do two things. If you want it on a physical SD card, I ask you to supply the SD card. If not, I'll give you one of my cheaper 16 gig cards to put it on, and you have to return it. Or I even give you a Google Map link where you can download pictures and stuff to it, and then I erase it from my Google Map, my Google Drive.
Yeah.
But usually I use the 16 gig card, and I say I need this back.
Well,
and that's what I do.
16 gig cards
big
cost to operate in business.
Big Matt.
Put that information up on the chat. Here it is. Hold on.
What,
remote ID?
Pilot? Remote ID or remote pilot 101?
Remote pilot. I'm not remote pilot 101. Here it is right here. You cannot go wrong with this.
Nope. Get it.
You cannot go wrong. I'm telling you that it's this is the link right here.
And they send you emails like they know you.
Yes. Here's the link right here. Remote ID 107. And I'm telling you, if you have your vest and that badge on and you're 107, they're more likely to stand there and ask you, "Hey, do you do parties?"
You know what? No, seriously, with the remote pilot 101, they have a very good customer service.
Yes.
You can reach someone within minutes on that support. And you can also, they got a phone number and someone answers the phone.
Card reader and DI to hear a PC, laptop, or phone. Card reader to DI it to their PC, laptop, or phone. Oh, I got you, a card reader. Yeah. There you go.
It clips right on your, clips right on. And you just do your flying, and there it is. It's just clipped on your shirt like that.
And they leave you alone.
No, man, he cops and everybody.
Well, Herman told you when me, Ray, Matt, it was me, Herman, Matt, and Ray. Some lady called them. We were flying recreationally, but we still had vests on and stuff. And no, we didn't. We weren't, but we were flying recreationally.
Yeah, we did.
And some lady called the police. We did have vests. Okay. Some lady called the police and said there are 5 large men at the foot of the bridge doing something, flying drones or something. And the police came, and while Herman was flying, the cop was had his card all like this to the side.
Well, that's because all I did was reach and just hand it to him and just
because he had it on the lanyard. Yeah, he had it on the lanyard. But Herman was like this. Dude was like that, reading the card, and the officers. Yes, we are all registered drone pilots flying recreationally.
Yep.
And you want to know what he says? Well, someone reported 5 large guys. Now I'm 6'3". I don't know how tall Herman is, but Matt's taller than me. Ray is tall. Ray is over 6 feet. And so you figure she might have saw 5 of us. Who knows? But when the cops got there, they were cool. They found out we were registered and we weren't flying over the bridge. And
no problem, man.
The cop was like, "So where are you?" Walk up. "So where are you?" "I'm right there over the bank." "Where are you?" If one asks me, "I'm coming back from down this street that way." So it pays.
ASK, just remember the code. You got to put in the code.
Heron 18. This is the code. Okay. Yep. You have to put this in when you're registering.
When you go to register.
HERON 18. That's correct, right, Paul?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And that will take off
35%, I think.
Yeah, a decent amount.
Because I think it's like 150 or 140.
It's 150, and I think it brings it down to like 120 something.
No, it brings it down even lower than that.
Even less than that. Yeah.
But I think it's like it comes down to like $104.
Take care, Night Train. Thanks for popping in, brother. Yes,
Thanks for stopping by, Night Train.
You're right, Paul. I'm raising the prices for him.
Look at that. He's in cahoots.
But the thing of it is that
and you can keep the test for as long as you want because it's yours. You paid for it.
It's yours. Yeah. When you sign up, you get a identification.
30% off.
Okay.
Daryl Hickman, thank you. It is 30% off.
Yeah. It's 30%.
And keep in mind, Herman's been saying this for the last year. Eventually, New York City will become a place where you won't be able to fly unless you're a 107 pilot.
Have you looked at air maps lately? When you go for approval, it does not mention anything about in control airspace about hobbyist approval.
Recovery drone. Good luck on the link.
Yes, recovery one. Be easy, man.
All right, take it easy, man.
Oh, you have a tea time. Yo, dude, I taught myself how to play golf. I'm not that good, but I like the sport. I love the sport.
When Lawrence is out on the golf course, people keep asking for autographs. They think that he's Tiger Woods.
Yeah. I call myself Tiger Woo.
Yeah.
My boy, he called. He says, "Oh, you play not as good as Tiger Woods, but you play as good as Tiger Woo." I don't have the DS yet.
Paul, Lawrence is so beat up that by the time he finished 18 holes, he needs some Tiger Bomb.
Touche. You get that one.
That's
You're
good.
right, though.
Yo, I can't get up.
You're right, though, because I actually walk. I can't stand the golf cart.
Did you see what Lynn wrote in there?
What did she put? When did this stream become dry?
She's looking for a drop and a shot.
Stop it.
Well,
Lynn.
the timekeeper wasn't keeping time tonight on that.
Well, yeah, I wasn't
The timekeeper was showing off the ship in the back like Vanna White.
I'm not authorized.
All Paul had to do was
I do what you guys tell me to do.
You are the official timekeeper for the drop.
This is true, Paul.
But Lynn, dropping a shot is usually a Sunday thing, because
But it could become a Wednesday thing.
Some people still got things to do in the middle of the week.
True that. Oh yeah, so do a drop and a shot for Monday morning.
Okay, we could do a drop and a shot for Monday morning.
Yeah. In fact, we'll do it on Paul's show. We'll make Paul's show the PMS drop and a shot. Oh no, we'll figure something.
You know what happens if PMS get a drop and a shot?
She said she was looking for it at 6 p.m. I did see you announce it, but I ignored you.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Lynn.
Well, what you guys need to do is to appoint Lynn, the official timekeeper, and she will keep you all straightened out. I'll tell you that.
Is that what it is?
She was career military, and boy, I tell you what, if you tell her something, boom.
I could imagine.
You know what's funny about that? You remember? Was it last week, Wednesday? We had Sharice in the chat, and you were asking me what kind of account was that, if it was a real account and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she happened to she works for the place where I've been going for my therapy for the last 3 years for every single body part that I have, and she knows about my YouTube channel. She's subscribed. She got everybody in the office to subscribe. She watches the live stream. Okay. And there was one time when we didn't get the drop on time, and she texted me to tell me that we forgot the drop.
That's cool.
So everybody seems to remember.
Everybody remembers, and it's and it seems like shot and a drop nights we do it more often. It's like every 15 minutes instead of every half hour.
No, that's what you be trying to get us to do. Cut it out. The only one drinking soda, guys.
On moonshine night.
He's the only one drinking soda.
When Lawrence does moonshine night, that's the most exciting.
Listen, the next time I get moonshine in my house, I'm not going live. I was
you gonna get a barrel of it?
I would no, a couple they come in they actually come in like mason jars like this.
Yeah.
Bigger one.
No, you don't need any bigger.
Like the pickle jar.
No, that's all right. That's all right. After
you get one like the pickle jar, you can punch a hole and stick a straw.
I think after a certain amount, they can't ship over a certain amount because it's illegal.
And what fakes him out?
Because all it needs is a fuse.
What faked him out that night, Herman, was they had flavors to them. You know, so it's like, oh, this isn't bad. Peppermint. Oh, orange. Oh,
Just go in the back like the pixie sticks.
But it was I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I should have saved them because one of them was apple, one of them was cinnamon apple, and the other 2 were peppermint. Now I'm not big on peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wear that night?
I got to chill. Just
now you know what you should have did. You should have just had the Beefeater gin.
And then after that, I was mixing the gin with I should have had the gin to begin with. I should have mixed it.
Yeah.
That's why I had to sleep when I put on the floor that night.
That's the night you gave, or the next time around, you gave us the revelation about how you keep the bed from spinning is you hang your leg over,
you put your foot on the floor. You put your foot on the floor.
Work.
That's right.
The kickstand don't work. Kickstand don't work.
New router, man. My router burnt out.
What?
Oh, get out.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the last week. His router been going in and out, in and out, in and out. So the guy came and I just swapped it out real quick. Get up out of here. I don't need you to do nothing. Just get out.
Okay. Yeah. Just tell him to take the box and go out.
Yeah, that's what I said. Go ahead, bro. He said, no, you ain't got to do nothing. Just go, man. I got to get out of here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lynn does remember. That was not a funny night, Lynn.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I was good until
Hey, Ray, do you remember Lawrence the night that he was doing shot in the drops with the moonshine?
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, that was a classic, you know.
Yeah. Never again, Dan.
What number was that, like 35 or something, like 45?
Oh, no, I can't recall.
How do you say it, Paul?
No,
Paul, how do you say it, Paul? Because that was funny.
Thank you all for coming in tonight.
I say.
Yeah.
But that's all, folks.
That's about what it was.
And then he walked away, left the computer running and everything. He didn't realize it until the next day.
Well, it didn't matter. Y'all could have been in here talking to y'all damn self. I didn't care.
No pain, no gain.
Oh.
No, see, the mistake was mixing the moonshine with the gin. Very volatile.
That wasn't good.
That might have helped a little bit.
Ray, the bottles
when you were slugging down all that moonshine.
The bottles, the shots were about this big. They were about a double shot of moonshine.
Yeah.
You were supposed to take 1 shot or half a shot.
And he was just slugging it down because it was flavored.
Oh yeah, it was tasty.
Yeah.
Like them people be drinking them sweet drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, keep on.
And he was right on time to get off here because he started.
I got a couple of recipes for those.
Jello shots and all that.
The girls love them.
Yeah.
Mix all that sweet stuff together with like 3 different types of, and then a lot of ice and some sweet syrup in it, and mix it some more. They love it.
They love it. Telling you, sweet and deadly.
They put a straw in and just start sucking.
I'm just gonna say one thing. I know a certain New York City drone pilot that has a drink called Apple on Apple Crime, and all I can say is,
he got one called GHB too.
Apple on Apple Crime. There's a reason you name that drink Apple on Apple Crime. If a female drink that, somebody going to jail.
Oh, man. Sound like some new wage old English, huh?
No. There's Apple on Apple. Oh, you remember too, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, the night you took over a stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just starting to get buzzed. That's why I said, see y'all. I'm out of here.
Yeah, he says, "I'll see you all later."
Paul did that real good too.
It's always the ones that don't drink that tell you how to raise a child.
Well, nothing wrong with me. I just throw my leg over the bed and just put it on the floor and it stops spinning.
You did that good, Paul.
Yo, Matt, you got jokes. It's got less Cosby in it and more Bill.
Yeah. I'm describing the Bill Cosby drink. Less Cosby and more drink.
It's got less Cosby, more drink.
All right. It's almost time to get out of here.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes. Nothing else on FPV, right, man?
No, man, except for if you think that you're going to avoid RFID by not complying, just look up Aeroscope. And I'll probably look up some info for it because all these FPV pilots are going to know the word Aeroscope when I'm done.
Well, Ray, Lawrence is planning to go to Highland Park this weekend.
What?
Sunday.
He's planning to go to Highland Park this weekend.
Sunday.
You just came back from there?
No.
Oh, that was Kaiser Park.
That was Wanker Park. Yeah, Kaiser. Yeah.
So Highland Park. Oh, that's where we went the last time, huh?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing over there fly.
Except up high, except to the top.
Yeah, I got attacked by birds when I went by one of them places over there. I'm like,
oh yeah, you went by a damn pigeon coop. What do you expect?
Yeah, they just came out of nowhere.
They hit you like Philly drone life. He'd be flying.
Yeah.
They just be.
Yeah, there was a couple of them flying around over there. Well, no, I shouldn't say a couple.
We're gonna go to the top. We're gonna go up top.
Oh, okay.
Because they have a parking lot up there too.
Oh, all right. Reservoir.
I'll pin the spot because I'm
that. What did you say? What?
I'm gonna let Sunday morning. I'm gonna let people know that we're gonna be there.
Okay.
And I'll probably put it. I'm gonna put it in those guys group anyway.
That'd be cool.
So guys can come with their camera drones. And I wanted to be early though, because we got that live stream. And I like to get back in time to relax. Because when we went to Philly, we drove there and drove back, and we both still did the live stream, but that was hard on the body. That ride there, then to hang out at 3 different spots, and then to turn around and have to drive back and then do a 2-hour live stream all in one day.
You heard me acting like he was driving.
Yeah, you know.
Yo, I ain't doing it no more. I'm not rushing like that no more.
Exactly. At least you need to get an hour to wind down.
Actually,
and on top of it, I got back even better.
I didn't speed on the highway. I, drove at a decent pace.
But it was good that Justin was there because I drove there with Herman, but Justin had to come past my home to get to his. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna bounce with Justin, and Herman was able to go straight home as opposed to going to drop me off.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Then I get on the train and go home. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out for the better.
That's good.
But I was tired as that day.
That's definitely can make you tired.
Yes, drone shots. You're right. It is built into the DJI FPV system.
Yeah.
That you can broadcast. These guys are buying it, the RFID, and don't even know. They don't know. But I'm gonna do a story next week on Herman's live stream instead of Sunday on Aeroscope and FPV to show these FPV guys. Oh, you don't plan on putting that device, that little $30 device in your drone, $17 device, which by the way, it's estimated to cost between $17 and $30 for you to put this chip and make your phone, make your drone RFID ready.
You have to solder the chip to the board or something?
The same shit as everything. It's a component.
Oh, yeah.
It's a component. Like it'll come in a stack, or like back here is my VTX and my receiver for my antennas. They'll probably build a stack or something. You can put it on top in here. It's got to be flat and it's got to fit inside the bird, and it's got to attach to something. Then you start looking for the cheap copies coming out of China. So if it's $17 to $30, they're going to have it for like 10.
And it may not work.
Right. It'll work or may not, or it may burn your shit up. Who knows?
Like, remember the what was that? The off-brand PlayStation controllers?
Mm-hmm.
Used to burn out the ports on the system.
The knockoffs, the knockoffs back in the day.
Oh well.
You get a fake PlayStation controller for like $10. You could get a real one for $30. Well, that $10 may have lasted 10 times.
You plug it in, but you would plug it into the port and it would fry the port on your system. You'd have to go get the port fixed.
Yep, you'd have to get your PlayStation fixed. Oh, there's another ship coming through, Paul. Okay.
Yeah. Look like it's carrying a building.
Yeah, I know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the captain's deck is on the 5th story.
Yep.
Okay, 5 stories. 6, 7, 8 from where the green mark is. He's 8 stories in the air over the water.
Yep, it's like a building.
Well, guys, it's time to get out of here. I'd like to thank you guys for sitting in on the panel and discussing these topics tonight. And I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for stopping in and hanging out with us. Because without you, this would not be possible. Guys, anything you have to say?
No, man.
I'll be over looking at Coast to Coast drones at 8:30 tonight as well.
Okay.
And we will see everybody again soon.
Okay.
Well, on Monday night we have the PMS show with Paul Murray, and we'll be back again on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with those guys. Sunday night with those guys. And those guys will be over on the PMS show on Monday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Night, Lynn.
So I'd like to thank you, everyone, for coming in once again. And I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those guys.
See ya.